the dispensation of spiritual energy into the physical body or light body of an individual is not always dependent on their spirituality or actually their ability to receive that energy. Energy in itself, which is determined to be spiritual energy, can inhabit individuals because of other circumstances or previous types of connections with spiritual energy, and also other entities that may be inhabiting the body of the person, the physical body, and this would be a instance where a spiritual being who is emanating high spiritual energy is in also cohabiting a physical body with a regular person who has a normal type of spiritual energy and may not have the consciousness to be able to use higher spiritual energy, and that higher spiritual energy may be the presence of an angel or another elevated being or even an ancestor or part of that individual's lineage. Or it could be an intrusive spirit, an invading spirit that is just out to have fun taking in the sights as it is capable of. And therefore, in any individual's recognition of their own light body, they have to recognize what is theirs and what isn't theirs, and to be able to differentiate. And even if they have only a smaller amount of energy than, say, another entity that is occupying their body as well, they have to be content with their energy and not necessarily make deals with that other entity's energy or such without having a very good reason. And only good reasons are spiritual reasons that are based on the involvements, true commitments through time. And these are usually spiritual commitments, love commitments, and should not be allowed if they are otherwise. In the light body dispensation in an individual, the dispensation can come through their own light body or the light body of another entity that is cohabiting. But in the instance where it is only the individual that is inhabitants of the physical body, we will start with that. A person who has control over their physical body and is not being cohabited by another spirit has options to use or manipulate or dispense the spirit energy or the Holy Spirit energy if they have that connection. The higher the connection the individual light worker has with Holy Spirit energy, the more efficacious or the better effects that are possible according to tradition. If that is not possible, there are other types of entities, spirits on lower levels that afford various types of healing, yet their abilities are not as great, not as spiritual, and may have strings attached that are unpalatable and cause problems and can even make the situation worse. So there is the higher the spirit, meaning the highest spirit that is called upon in doing the light body work, the better for the light body worker, the patient, and all involved. The light body dispensation of light body energy, as in the form of spirit energy, can be directed through intelligence. This is a type of spiritual intelligence that the light body worker has made available to them as they connect to the spiritual intelligence network of information that is made available through their own intuitive resources, such as their own ability to feel and understand the situation, such as the light body vibrations, emanations of individuals in the proximity, the auric influences and interactions, the physical interactions, and also mental, verbal, and other emotional types of interactions within the realm that the light body is working. All of these influences become part of the light body worker's base frame of reference. It's the chart of the patient as the light body worker begins their analysis, diagnosis of the situation, and begins the dispensation of the light body treatment. The light body therapies that are provided to the patient through the light body dispensation can be in the form of information about homeopathic, naturopathic methods of healing, or other types of scientific healing that would have to be verified through a scientific doctor. And then there are other types of information that become available to the light body worker in using either their own intuitive skills as they become available, or through using instruments such as crystals to make that work easier. The dispensation of light body energy through the light body worker is a dispensation of spirit and spiritual energy, and the spirit is actually dispensing itself through the light body worker. This is makes the light body worker the channel of the Holy Spirit, or the High Spirit, that makes possible the healing. And the healing which occurs is a spiritual healing and is a gift of the light body worker or the light body healer, yet the actual healing has to be attributed to the Spirit or the Holy Spirit, and the actual benefits to the patient are attributable to the actual presence of the light body spirit, the light Holy Spirit, and the effects of being in the presence of that spirit is what is the desired effect for the light body worker. In fact, what the light body worker is doing is establishing light body portals, portals in space and time that allow the spirit energy to enter through that portal and to do its work, which is the healing of the patient. And in this healing, it is reestablishing the health of the light body of the patient, and then it is also reestablishing the physical health. And there may be activities that the light body worker can perform in doing this, such as the movement of their hands at a distance from the body, in a simulation of various forms of activities, such as removing of disease or bad vibrations or such from the body. This should be done at a distance of at least several inches to begin with, as an apprentice learns to have an effect on the patient's light body field. The light body worker, though, being with their own skills, would apply them according to the level of their skills, and the light body master, of course, would apply their skills and the necessities. Learning to work with spirit is part of every religion's training, and spirit is spirit, and as we know spirit, some of us know it by different names and feel it in approximately the same way, though with different intensities. And what occurs in individuals around the world is that they have been filled with spirit, can be filled with spirit through various exercises such as prayer, singing, dancing, and other types of practices which bring about the formation of the portals of the spirit energy transference. Essentially, by opening these space-time portals is opening a spring that keeps gushing out water, and it can become a river of energy, a river of spirit, if the light body worker is able to manifest that. And working with other light body workers, the light body workers in cooperation can establish larger portals for light body energy to be transmitted. This is a function of the light body community of healing and is a subject of greater explanation later. The light body healers in their own right have an ability to do things in a close proximity, usually only because of their own training and their own ability, their own mastery of the situations which they are involved, such as a light body worker to patient relationship. And in the healing relationship, that is one in which the individual light body worker uses their light body to do the individual healing on the patient and the patient's light body or auric bodies and other bodies, whereas in a larger context, other individual light body workers working together can accomplish different types of things because they have more than one light body to work with and can do types of healings that are more complex, involve more parts of an individual patient's body being worked on at one time, or even multiple individuals in a certain proximity. There are very many variations on working together as light body workers, which is a subject of greater explanation later. Using light body tools to affect light body changes in the individual is part of many cultures, and though all of them have various procedures, the usual effect is to affect a healing, and in some cases there is actual evil that is, or disease is tried to be perpetrated on a victim. So the difference between light body workers who try to help a patient or hurt a victim is one of spiritual, or is part of the culture, in fact, and it is in these individuals that would practice against the health of the light body are practicing a kind of light body black magic or voodoo and other types of ill effects that have consequences that are not good for the patient, yet they are also using light body technology for the ill effects. So in understanding light body technology, it is necessary to know that not all light body workers are working for the good, and some light body workers have their own intentions, their own agendas, or some are ruled by forces, even forces they don't understand, don't even know that they're being manipulated and forced into situations that have cause to be suspicious of. So in working with a light body worker, it is well to know their intentions and credentials if you're going to be a patient of theirs. Light body workers have connections to very many types of influences which are called spirits and beings and entities within all types of religions and places. And the people or that use the contact with these entities are of various types of intelligences, meaning that they have various understandings of reality, have different languages, different social mores, different religious beliefs and upbringings and environments. And the light bodies around, the light body workers around the world have various types of backgrounds, and yet they do a similar type of light body work, and they can recognize the techniques that are practiced by other light body workers around the world in the religions and cultural traditions. However, the particular tradition may have a technique that is able to enhance the flow of spirit energy or various forms of spirit energy that are better than others. So learning techniques from other types of light body workers and other religions is just part of being inquisitive and finding the best ways. And there's many best ways. There's many ways to contact the spirit. There's many ways to be conduits of the spirit and to use the spirit in the spirit's will. And what this means is that the intelligence of the spirit, the intelligentsia spiritualis, is part of our own intuitive awareness. It is part of being part of this universe. And as the spirit takes its play in its role in having an influence in all this reality around us, we'll see greater spiritual influence. And as the light bodies become enhanced by greater spiritual energy, they'll be able to convey or be conduits of the spiritual energy to greater extent and effect greater healings. And these healings are not necessarily physical, and they don't have to occur to a specific patient. They can occur to general groups of people, general populations, cities, towns, areas, and it can be as a general uplifting as the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, fills us all. And this is a type of spirit that is universal, that is a upwelling of spirit from everywhere, from the spiritual realms, as it opens up these portals within us, and all of us become the portals of awareness, the spiritual portal of the Spirit, and the Spirit is filling us as these times change. As these times change, it's like the sun is rising. It is like the heat, it is like the light is being shown upon all of us, and each of us are being filled with that light and with that spirit and with that holiness that is being perpetrated or being emanated out throughout this world. And it is coming from the spirit world, is coming from God. And as we feel the emanation within our life, we feel that we are all greater conduits of the spirit energy and have a greater ability to dispense this spirit energy, especially in times of need, especially for those who need, especially in circumstances where we can do good as light body workers. When a light body worker is called or asked to do light body work, they are usually doing it out of a feeling of generosity, of being able to share the grace and the grace of their heart, and being in sharing of the Spirit is so exhilarating that the light body worker is embracing this experience in most cases, except if it becomes too overbearing and exhausting. The light body worker should lay back and learn to relax and recuperate. Learning light body techniques and health techniques is part of the light body training. The Lightbody apprentice has to be able to maintain a healthy body throughout their life, to do the Lightbody healing and to give. And so being a little bit conscious of one's physical health can help a lot more in the Lightbody work, and the generosity that the individual can share with others has to start with being generous to oneself and good to oneself, meaning to be able to take care of oneself and to be able to nurture oneself, to give oneself what one needs as a Lightbody worker, to grow in light and grow in life. Now, the light body is a corresponding body to the physical body, which is what I call the life body, because it is the life of the person, the physical life. And when the life is gone, the light still exists. The light body exists. The light body goes on. And in our understanding of light and light body and life body, we understand that there are certain types of corresponding frequencies between all of these bodies, and that allows the light body worker to work at various levels and various distances to affect changes in the light body and the physical body, which is the life body. Therefore, by being able to manipulate fields in the auric presence of the patient at various distances, the Lightbody worker can in fact affect the life body and the light body and other bodies as well. This kind of healing is widely practiced in the Far East and other places. The ability to use this kind of natural energy to affect change, healing, and well-being is part of many traditions. And in using this light body technology to affect those kinds of well-being changes in the individual, the light body worker is in fact setting up a presence within an environment which is the spiritual environment of the patient. And in doing that, the light body worker is helping the patient establish spiritual shells or protectiveness. And these psychic shells are psychic protection and barriers against the unconforming to health or the disruptive influences to the individual patient are part of the light body work. And therefore, when the light body worker is able to affect types of vibrational stabilizing influences, such as in setting up shells, auric barriers, and other types of protectiveness for the patient, the light body work can begin in the healing process. If there is destructive influences occurring, such as attack in or on the aura, then the light body worker can protect the patient by setting up barriers from those attacks. It can remove attacking entities from the aura of the patient. It can establish the closure of various cords or tentacles that may enclose the patient. The light body worker can take their influence and be able to establish a healing routine or rhythm within the body and light body, auric body, and other bodies of the patient. The light body worker is also able to establish a light body regime of healing and a destiny path for the patient by working with their light body in order to accomplish that. Most destiny information should be available to the light body worker upon arrival in the light body domain. In sharing this information, the light body patient is able to, in fact, find ways to accomplish what they need to accomplish in the moment. Therefore, the light body worker working with the light body patient can work out a healing routine for the life body patient. And then being able to communicate these types of understandings or routines or procedures to the patient, The life patient is the next procedure, and that involves a form of intelligence and use of words to the patient in the words they will understand, using the kinds of techniques and remedies that are useful, and explaining what can happen or should happen in the light body healing, which may occur instantly after permission is given by the patient. So the life patient is one that gives the permission for the life body, the physical body, to be healed, and the other bodies as well. This decision-making process allows the light body and the life body to work together towards the healing, and it allows the light body worker to accomplish this work without resistance.